All right, my videos for Wednesday, and I'm hoping you're all watching these on Tuesday, are going to be problems off of the worksheet that I handed out on Monday during class. All right, I'm just going to jump straight into them. I'm going to do number 12 first. All right, we got minus 2b times, in parentheses, 2a squared b to the fourth, all of that squared. All right, so the square over here is going to apply to three things. All right, that square is going to apply to the 2, which is like a coefficient, which is a coefficient. It's going to apply to the a squared, and it's going to apply to the b squared. All right, first thing I'm going to do is 2 squared. That gives me 4. Right? Second thing I'm going to do is square the a squared. That gives me a to the fourth, because I just multiply the exponents. And finally, I'm going to square the b to the fourth. All I do is bring down my b, multiply 4 times 2, and that gives me an 8. I'm going to bring down this minus b. All right. Now, I'm just going to take care of my coefficients, my numbers. Negative 2 times 4 is going to give me negative 8. I'm going to take care of my b's. B to the first times b to the 8th, which on the far right, I just add exponents. That's going to give me b to the 9th. And I just bring down my a's. A to the 4th. All right. That's the answer. If you got confused on any part of that, just stop it and rewind it. As I walked around on Monday, I saw a few people that were flying through this, got to number 16, 17, 18, and found that to be a sticking point. All right, so I want to do number 16. All right, we got a left side and a right side. You got to handle each one individually, then bring it all back together. So like on the last problem, right, we've got everything inside the parentheses to the third power. We've got to apply that third power to the minus 2, the x, and the y. All right, let's start with the negative 2. Negative 2 to the third is negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. So let's just break that down. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. All right. X, remember, this y and this x is to the first power. Okay? 3 times 1, that's going to be x cubed. Again, 3 times 1 in regards to the y, that's going to be y cubed. So we're done with the left side. Let's do the right side. We got everything inside the parentheses to the fourth power. That fourth power is going to apply to the 2. It's going to apply to the x squared, and it's going to apply to the y cubed. All right, let's start with the 2. 2 to the fourth is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. All right, 2 times 2 is 4. Times 2 is 8. Times 2 is 16. So 2 to the fourth is going to be 16. All right, x squared to the fourth power, we multiply, we get x to the 8th. Y to the third to the fourth power is going to be, we multiply the exponents, we get y to the 12th. All right, now we have to combine these. To combine these, first we're going to take care of the numbers on the outside. Let's see, negative 8 times 16 is going to give us 128, negative 128. All right, x to the third times x to the 8th. We add the exponents. We get x to the 11th. And then y to the third times y to the 12th. We get y to the 15th. A lot went on there. If you got stuck or had any problems, pause it, rewind it, and watch this again. All right, number 14. All right, we've got a lot going inside the parentheses. We've got x to the 4th times y to the 4th times 2x cubed, y to the 0. All that in parentheses to the 4th power. So for this problem, everything inside the parentheses goes to the 4th power. There's not 1, there's not 2, there's not 3. There's actually 5 things going on inside these parentheses. You've got x to the 4th, y to the 4th. You've got 2. You got x to the 3rd, and you've got y to the 0. All right. So let's just get started. X to the 4th times x to the 4th power gives you x to the 16. Just multiply the exponents. Y to the 4th power gives you y to the 16. 2 to the 4th power gives you 2 times 2, which is 4, times 2, which is 8, times 2, which is 16. Okay. X to the 3rd to the 4th power, we multiply exponents, we get x to the 12th. And finally, y to the 0 to the 4th power. We multiply 4 times 0, we get 0. Y to the 0 is the same as anything else to the 0 power. It's the same as 1. And since 1 times anything is the number you multiplied by, we really don't even need to write that 1 down. All right, got a little bit of combining to do on this. Let's put this in the proper order, the order that you'd probably see it in textbooks. Let's see, you'd bring your number out front as a coefficient. X would be next. X, you got x to the 16th, x to the 12th. You add those, you get x to the 28th. And you just bring down your y to the 16th. And you're done. All right, number 17 is my final problem. And it's got a special case in it that I wanted to talk about. It says negative y to the 0. Before class on Monday, we talked about, while I was at the board, I talked about negative numbers that are raised to a power. All right, here's something that I want you to know before we get started on this problem. All right, y to the 0 equals 1. Anything to the 0 power equals 1. All right. If I wrote negative y inside of parentheses to the 0 power, that would equal 1. Anything to the 0 power is 1. All right, here we got something else going on. All right, we've got y to the 0 power with a negative number in front of it. Okay, this is different than what I just read. I'm going to write them both down here so you can see the difference. All right, minus y to the 0 power equals y to the 0 is 1 with a negative inside of it. This equals negative 1. All right, if I put negative y to the 0 power, that equals 1. Because everything inside the parentheses is to the 0 power, and anything to the 0 power is 1. That's what I've got over here. Over here, I've got, this is the same thing as being like this. Y to the 0, that equals 1 with a negative sign in front of it, that equals negative 1. So I just wanted you to see the difference on this before we go on. If that's confusing, watch what if that confuses you, watch it again. And if you got questions, ask me about it on Wednesday. All right, let's finish this problem. Let me do some erasing here real quick. All right, like I said, negative y to the 0 power is going to be negative 1. Times, on the right, I'm going to show everything inside the parentheses is to the 4th power. We have to remember there's going to be 3 things inside the parentheses. 2x cubed and y to the 4th. Let's take those one at a time. 2 to the 4th power, we've talked about this twice and already on this video. 2 to the 4th power is 16. X cubed to the 4th power is going to be x to the 12th, multiplied exponents. Y to the 4th to the 4th power is going to be y to the 16th. All right, the negative 1 out in front, all that does is make the 16 negative, bring down the x to the 12th, y to the 16th, and I'm done. That's the only 4 I'm going to do. Please finish working out the problems on this worksheet before you come to class on Wednesday. I'm going to have another worksheet with problems comparable to this.